Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the upcoming solar eclipse that will be on the 20th of the month, and it's going to be happening in Aries. We're going to actually look at 5 kind of areas of your life, and in your first row here, it's just going to kind of represent the general energies of the solar eclipse for you, Pisces. And, you know, this solar eclipse for you, it's happening in your second house, Aries, which is, you know, of course, your earned income, values, things like that. And it's, again, it's going to be, this eclipse is pretty interesting because it's squaring Pluto, and it's going to be squaring your Pluto basically between your 11th and 12th house. So, you know, it could be a very kind of like interesting time for you in regards to like your connections to even like money, but in the sense of like how people in your life affect your money, for example. That could be one way that this shows up. You know, it could also have to do with kind of your values and how you see yourself being valued in your social circles or, you know, with people in your life. And that's definitely showing up. The reason I'm saying this is because it's definitely showing up here in your reading. And, you know, I think it's going to lead to a lot of success for you here, Pisces. So, you know, I kind of like it. Just in general, I feel pretty positively about this eclipse for you in general. You know, I'm not saying that everything is going to be, you know, perfect, of course. And even, you know, for Pisces, what I would say is that this square, and squares are not bad in astrology. I always tell people, to me, astrology isn't like good or bad. To me, it just is. It's just an energy that we have to work with. And I always say also, like, you know, some of the most successful people on earth have terrible, you know, what we would call terrible charts. So what did they do? They learned how to work with the energy, and because of that, they became very successful. Like Oprah, her chart sucks, you know, and so again, if she can become successful, then a little square isn't going to do much. And you have this taking off card. I kind of feel that this square, maybe it could be bringing up some sort of like confidence issue, or, you know, something about how confident you are that you can see something through to the end, especially for those of you that are, you know, just looking at all these cards here. Like if you're working on anything financial, and especially if you've been working, like trying to work towards something for a long time, it's kind of interesting because I feel like your goals have maybe been a little bit nebulous. And what I mean by that is it's like, maybe you know you want to be successful, and maybe you know you want to make like $10 million or something like that, right? But it's like the how, or you know, it's like the specifics or the specific thing that you're going to do to get to that $10 million. Maybe it's a little bit more, you don't know. You know, maybe you have a bunch of ideas. Maybe you're like, I could start a YouTube channel. I could start a business. I could do this. I could do that. It's like, it's not as specific maybe as it should be. But what I would say is you have this taking off card. It says things will take off much sooner than expected. So if you are thinking about starting something, I kind of feel like this solar eclipse here is going to bring in a lot of clarity. Look at this right here. Queen of Swords. It's like she is clear for the first time. She understands what she needs to do in her life. To the Page of Wands, he's ready to get started on an adventure. He's ready to make a change with the Seven of Pentacles. You know, Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? I also feel like you're going to be releasing things here with this Eight of Swords. You know, Eight of Swords is normally self-imposed restriction, but I kind of feel like you're releasing, you know, maybe like other people's opinions of what your life should look like and, you know, all that other stuff. And it's going to lead to this amazing new beginning for you, Pisces. So I kind of feel like this eclipse could be bringing in, just in general, some clarity on, you know, what gets you excited. Ace of Wands, you know, is that thing, you know, I would say that to me, Ace of Wands is kind of that thing that just makes you get excited. It makes you shoot out of bed in the morning, right? And so whatever that is for you, it could be like working on a, you know, a business. It could be working on your, you know, petting your dog. I don't care what it is that gets you excited. I would be focusing on the excitement basically with the Ace of Wands, or sorry, yeah, with the Queen of Swords to the Ace of Wands, that whole entire top row there. You have the Four of Cups here. So again, things don't look like you think. You know, it's kind of weird. I get this like Trojan horse type of energy here, but not like in a bad way. It's not like I almost feel like there's some sort of Trojan horse in your life. But again, this is not a bad thing. It's not like your life is going to be invaded. I feel it's like a positive Trojan horse, if that makes sense, where it's almost like just looking at this reading, I get the feeling that you could be thinking about like moving in a new direction, working on a new project, getting into a new relationship, whatever it is you want, right? And it's like much better than expected. So, it's like there's more inside of it, kind of like a Trojan horse. Maybe we should say this is like an Easter egg, right? Where there's an Easter egg. Let's use that because that's like much more positive. It's like once you get into it, once you crack it open, there's some like extra little treats inside of it. That sounds stupid, but that's, or like a piñata, right? Maybe a piñata would be better. I don't know. Leave your best ideas down in the comments, right? But whatever it is, it's like there's something much more to celebrate. I think maybe you just need to change your mindset a little bit here with the Four Cups. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. I think you will be feeling like you want to work hard. It just is what it is. I really feel like you are going to feel like you want to work hard over the next like several years. Really, you have some just great astrology for work in general. And again, the other thing is I think that the reason you are going to want to work hard is because you are working on things that you want to work on, right? So, I just get hard work on that card, and it will be worth it. It's like you will be getting the rewards for this here, whatever you're working on. Sorry, that deck was upside down. So let's fix that. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, during eclipses, it doesn't matter if it's solar, lunar, I don't care. To me, we can release things during eclipses in general. We can let go of things. We can have certain endings, and it looks to me like some of you you're just like letting go of things that no longer serve you. I think you're kind of like letting go of maybe, past situations, even in your next row, which is going to represent your endings that you will be experiencing during this eclipse. You have this enemy card and this disconnection card. It's like you probably are just letting go of things that no longer serve you, plain and simple. Seven of Pentacles, same thing. With the Four of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords here. I think you're afraid of repeating a story. Like if you are fearing getting started on a relationship, a business, pretty much anything. Nine of Swords is like having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. But I'm pretty sure I said to you in one of your latest readings, might have been your mid-April reading even. It's like I get this fear for you, Pisces, of like the fear of getting started because you're fearing that something isn't going to, maybe turn out how you expect it to turn out, or maybe you're just afraid of being let down here, Pisces. That's kind of like the energy I get here. But again, this is like a positive Trojan horse that's coming into your life, whatever it is. For most of you, I think it's something that you're working on. And it's, this reading is saying to me, yes, it's going to require work, but it's going to be much more abundant than you think if you put the work in. So again, don't be afraid to like start that business, to do whatever it is that you're thinking about doing here. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands, quick success. You have the taking off card. Something is going to happen much quicker than you realize. Again, it's like once you get this going, I really feel that it's like there's going to be a lot of momentum behind it. It's like things are going to move forward a lot quicker than you think here. So love it. Next, in the area of what you are leaving behind, basically endings, you have this enemy card, and it just says enemy, enemies, frenemies, things like that, competitor, fights, inner conflict, revenge, clashing. You have this disconnection card, detached, alienated, indifferent, reluctant, no interest, blah, 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 all the same stuff. I think there's no reason to read all of this because, again, I think that what is ending, you could be letting go of an enemy, but I don't think it has to be that dramatic, as always. I think you're just letting go of things that no longer serve you. I think you're letting go of things that you just don't connect to anymore. And what I would say is, again, Pluto and Aquarius, even though it's at like 2 degrees or something like that, it's barely off the cusp of Pluto and Aquarius and Capricorn. Pluto and Aquarius, I think, is more heart-based. I think it wants us to be more heart-based. This is Chris's crappy astrology, not accurate astrology. And so again, if we're not connecting to the things that we're working on, if we're not connecting to our health or whatever else is going on in life, we're going to feel disconnected and we're just going to want to connect. And it looks to me like that's what could be ending in your life is disconnection, which is, again, this is a good thing, not a bad thing. You have the Page of Wands, the Temperance card, and the Knight of Cups here. This to me looks like new love, but it's like I kind of feel stuck. So if you want love, I feel like the Page of Wands is like saying, don't be afraid to start that new adventure. Again, maybe some of you are still a little connected to a past connection. And I just feel like this is saying like, hey, it's go on the adventure. And I would also say if you are still connected to a past person, I get the feeling that maybe you are, but you want to move on anyway. So it's like you could be feeling a person, but you want to move forward. Like, you know what I'm saying? Probably not. You probably have no clue what I'm talking about. But what I would say is it's like there's still a little bit of connection there, but you want to move on. And what I would say is like just start making changes. I think when we feel still connected to a past person, it's because we're the same person. So what do we have to do? We have to change who we are. We have to upgrade. We have to become better in some way. And that's exactly what I would do here with the Page of Wands. Is like I would just pick one tiny little improvement right here. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles literally can be just like one tiny little improvement that you make to yourself. And when you make that change and you undergo a transformation here with the Temperance card, then you can attract a new beginning, which we literally see here in this row. So I feel like there is a new beginning coming in for you. Look, we go Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, to the Fool, which would be a new beginning, and also Ace of Wands in this last row. So I feel like you could be attracting a new beginning, and it doesn't have to be love. I would say that it could just be something that's heart-based, something that you are very connected to. And again, that could be like a project, a business, could be love, could be whatever. And it's like coming in because of a change that you're making with that Temperance card. You have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. But really, I feel like this is saying what is coming to an end is your lack of resources, He's got this water that's flowing in front of him, but he's in the desert. And the whole point of the card is that he's in the desert. Nothing grows in the desert, but there's water. So if he planted seeds in front of that water, they would grow. It kind of represents the fact, to me, this is just like the perfect card for the next 10 years, where it's like, I think people could think that they don't have the resources necessary to start anything that they want to start. But the trick right now is that we have to look for the resources, or we just have to get started anyway, even if we think we don't have the resources. Because again, I feel like for some of you, this is like there's like a piñata here where it's like, if you get started, then you're going to get the reward. I hope that makes sense. So let's see here. With the Page of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. Some of you could be letting go of or disconnecting from a person who is like a liar, cheater, stealer. This person, I would be careful of anyone trying to come back from the past with a Judgment card here. I'm pretty sure I've said to you in the past that you have a person who is a liar, cheater, stealer. And again, I feel like you know about this person's lies. Maybe they don't even know how much you know. I feel like you know more. I think you know more than they think you know. How's that? And it's, he has this feather in his cap. So it's like the feather and the cap in the tarot can represent like knowledge, like something that he knows. And so it's almost as if you know more about this person than they realize. I don't know. I feel like you're going to leave this out in the cold regardless. With the Temperance card, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yes, I would just wait for new. I feel like there could be new communication coming in love, or just a new person with the Page of Pentacles. Much better. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign coming in for some of you if you are looking for love. But also, funny enough, the Queen of Pentacles is a card of resources. Coming up on that Knight of Cups, it kind of, to me, that's just, I take this as confirmation that you need to be resourceful at this time. And so I would be looking at, again, I tell everybody basically, like I wouldn't be thinking, even if I had $1 billion in the bank account, I wouldn't be thinking, how can I start this with money? Why? Because I think the universe wants us to be resourceful. So if we work with that energy, we get rewarded. And so I would say, like, can you just get started in a small way on something? I'm also getting something here, like this way. I feel like this is encouraging you to like not overgive in a situation. I feel like it's encouraging you to, not rush right into something as well. So if you're meeting a new person, I kind of get this feeling that's like saying, maybe you've made the mistake of falling in love too quickly in the past, right? Or maybe you give too much. I feel like this is saying, it's not saying hold back, right? I don't think we should play games and hold back because we've been hurt in the past or whatever. But I feel like it's just saying, like, just allow things to develop, take your time and just see where things go so that you don't get stuck. Next, we are going to, what are we looking at? Oh yeah, the new beginnings that are coming in for you. This says festive times. Are you kidding me? It says finding joy in life again. Holidays, parties, social events. You were born for this, Pisces. Damn, I like that. So definitely some sort of celebration. I said piñata, you know what I mean? Like party, celebration, good time. Definitely rewards coming in for you here, Pisces. I kind of feel like you need to start practicing celebrating as well. Seven of Pentacles. Two of Cups and the Emperor. What the hell do I mean by practice celebrating? What I mean is celebrating your small wins. It's like this is something I've really been working on over the past few years. It's like I used to just rush right past a win, and I would just be like, on to the next one. Like, what's the next thing? And I was never satisfied. Right now, it's like every single little win that I have, I celebrate it. I try to drag it out. I try to, soak in that energy as long as possible. So it's like when you really enjoy the energy of winning and you're grateful, I practice gratitude, right? That's like one of the first things I do whenever I have a small win, even the tiniest little wins that I have, right? And then I also just try to enjoy it, more. I don't know. I can't tell you how to do that. You're going to have to figure it out on your own. But I just try to really enjoy it and be grateful for it, right? I think that's all that matters. And when you do that, you create more wins because you're in the energy of winning for longer. And so I really feel that's what this is saying. It's like you need to practice the, enjoyment and feeling like a winner and all that other good stuff. But, again, this is coming up in the beginnings, and the Seven of Pentacles is definitely a new beginning that will be coming in for you. So, some sort of new beginning. You have the Two of Cups, definitely could be love. I kind of feel like it starts as communication. Page of Pentacles right next to this Two of Cups, and then Two of Cups, this right here is a staff of Hermes. Hermes, obviously the messenger god, and Mercury, so, I kind of feel Mercury retrograde as well. It could be one of those things where you just start by communicating with this person. People always say, like, you shouldn't get into relationships during Mercury retrograde. I'm always like, well, if you let astrology control your life, you will never do anything. If you really wanted to follow astrology that closely, then you should just curl up in a ball and go live in a cave, right? Because basically, and even that would be too dangerous if you actually followed the astrology to the T, right? So I always tell people, I think it's much better to, live your life, enjoy life, don't let it control your reality, right? Of course. And also, again, like I've known so many people that have married under retrogrades that are still married like 20 years later. I know people that have met under retrogrades that are still together. It's like, how much does it really control our life? Probably not as much as people think. So again, but anyway, where I was going with this is this could just be starting as communication anyway, and there might be some miscommunications, but what do we do when we have a miscommunication? You communicate more and you fix it. Mercury retrograde doesn't just say make a mistake and suffer. It says make a mistake and fix it, or learn from it, plain and simple. You have the Emperor here. Could be an Aries for some of you. Could also just be, divine masculine if you're into that sort of thing. I kind of feel like it could also be an action taker as well. I feel like this person puts in a lot of work. So, and I feel like I've said that to you recently. So regardless, it doesn't matter what sign they are. I feel it could be any sign really. You have everything here. I feel like what you will notice is that this person has a good heart. Look at this. I feel like they have a good heart. I feel like they're very passionate about you. Probably a lot of desire between the two of you. And just it kind of feels like a good new beginning is what I would say. Yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups. Could be you. I also feel this could be like a water sign as well. So, like I said, might not be an Aries. Could be a water sign. I feel like it's someone who has deep emotions. You have divine counterparts going this way right here. With the Five of Pentacles. This last row is meant to represent what you can manifest at this time. So we're going to get there, but basically this would say to me that you could manifest resources you need, which we've been talking about. But I'm wondering, these two people both look left out in the cold. So you could be attracting a person, you were left out in the cold, maybe they were left out in the cold. And I always tell people, like, don't allow those things, like having been left out in the cold, to ruin like a new good thing. So I kind of have that message popping into my head. Like, this could be a divine counterpart, but I feel like you need to realize it. You need to say, this person is not like the last one. With the Two of Cups, you have the Knight of Cups. I mean, basically repeating itself at this time. A little bit stuck energy here with the Eight of Swords. So, don't stay stuck. With the Emperor, you have the Empress. Are you kidding? Damn, Pisces. There you go. Definitely a divine counterpart. And again, don't be stuck in this situation, because I feel you could be attracting a divine counterpart, and, looks really good. This could definitely be a new beginning of love. And if you don't want love, I would say, and even if you do, I think you are all clearly working on a new direction that is going to feel much more free than whatever this is right here, which we're going to figure that out right now. Next what are we doing? Again, you're the first time I'm doing, so I don't remember anything. We're going to be looking at your next major change. And you have this Outlaw card. I love this card. Really nice. I think you're a little bit of a rebel right now, Pisces. I feel like you always have been a rebel. But your ideas, I think, are just like a little bit extra, unique, a little bit extra kind of outside the box. And if you have any of those ideas, I would be really closely paying attention to those, like, those things that are just a little bit extra outside the box, just a little bit extra unique, especially in work and business. I do feel like you could be attracting a little bit of an outlaw, or again, you could be the one that's a little bit of an outlaw. And I don't mean like a rule breaker here, a law breaker. I kind of feel like you could just be attracting someone who's maybe like eccentric, who lives life on their own terms, who, is maybe a little bit more kind of self-reliant or something like that. I know that's kind of like popping into my head. They could be from the desert as well, as crazy as that sounds. That's what's popping into my head. So they could be from like somewhere where there is a desert. There you go. You have the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Judgment card. Eight of Swords, it's so weird. I feel like this zooming out picture, it's almost as if you are looking at everything that has kept you stuck. And I don't think you're doing this to focus on it. I think you're looking at the things that have kept you stuck. And it's almost like you're saying, it's like you're waking up here, Pisces, is what I get with the Judgment card. I feel like you're realizing like what has held you back in life, or the people, the places, and the things, and you're ready for the change. Again, this is, like I said, very big change for you, this eclipse, definitely. And, I feel like this is going to lead to very positive changes. Judgment, the coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. I've been saying pretty much all year that we're going to see two worlds, basically, that start to split, and not literally. I think the split has already happened, but some people are choosing to stay in the old world. Some people are choosing to move into the new world. And, how do you know, right? Well, it's like if you see people who are staying stuck in the same old things, relationships, businesses, careers, whatever, right? Those people are maybe in the new old world. And again, this is not a judgment statement. People always come at me and I'm like, I'm not judging people. I'm just giving examples here. So chill out, number one. Number two, it's like not a judgment, but the new world probably going to be a lot better. So I would encourage you to make some changes, right? And these can be little changes, just like changing your daily routine, doing something new. You don't have to get a new relationship. You don't have to change your job or your business if you love it, but maybe your approach should be new to these things, because if you change your approach, then you're kind of like upgrading the energy, and that's where all the good stuff is going to come from. You have the Queen of Cups. If you're not sure what to do, I would just follow your heart, plain and simple. I always say that she really values her heart. You can see that cup there. It almost looks like a trophy. It doesn't even look like a cup. So I feel like for some of you, like, again, following your heart, what your heart tells you to do, not what everyone else tells you to do, that's where the success is going to come from. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Tower. Again, I feel like there have been a lot of Tower moments and a lot of surprises for you. This, to me, by the way, is the most powerful combination in the tarot, the Tower and the Judgment card. This row is meant to represent the next major change that's coming in for you, and literally that combination represents a huge revelation, a major change. So I feel like there are big changes. I don't even think this is a bad thing. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Devil. I would be careful, again, of a past person who maybe is left out in the cold. Maybe they finally see your value, or maybe they see what they lost. And, I kind of get that feeling here. I feel like this person's toxic, probably a liar. I think you already know this, Pisces. You're a Pisces, of course you know. I think you know more than they think that you know, and I would just block and move on, basically, yeah. With the Judgment card, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, Judgment with the Ten of Swords could be a person who stabbed you in the back coming back and going this direction here, like they're offering love. So I would be careful for sure, especially during this eclipse. Again, remember what I said, old world, new world. I would be moving towards the new world, plain and simple. In your last row here, for what you can manifest during this eclipse, you have this Unfinished Symphony card. Again, some of you could be finishing or wrapping up projects or businesses. Again, for a small percentage of you, you could be finishing something up with a past person. Like you could be providing closure. They could be providing you closure. Again, I wouldn't suggest going back. You do you here, Pisces. I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. But again, there could be some closure that comes up here. For the most part, though, I kind of feel like some of you are, it's kind of like a weird message that I'm getting here. I feel like there's actually something new that you're starting that you are going to finish. You have the Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands is literally out with the old. You can see this crumbling castle in the background represents out with the old, in with the new, with this wand here. So I feel a lot of you, it's like you could be ending one thing and stepping into something new, but this is something that you're going to see all the way through is kind of what I'm getting. It's like, I'm Pisces. I have so many projects that I like start and I don't finish, right? But my heart, I'm just the type of person where I realize that it's like I'm a dabbler, number one, but number two, my heart really has to be into something. And yes, I've run through a lot of projects, but not to toot my own horn here, but I've become very successful by dabbling and then 100% committing to the things that resonate with my heart, right? And I don't know, it took me until I was like, 33 basically to figure out how to figure this all out, right? But it's like once I did that, I truly think that's when things started to work for me in life. And I kind of feel that for you, where it's like you could be working on something new, where you actually see it through to the end. You have the Fool here. And the Fool is like a new beginning. You see this dog here represents companionship. So I do feel like a lot of you are clearly attracting a divine counterpart, but I also feel there's a new beginning. And this person's part of your new beginning. And, the Fool starts as the Fool and he goes all the way to the world. So I really get this feeling of you kind of like seeing something through to the end. You have the Five of Pentacles. Again, can represent feeling left out in the cold, but this is what you could manifest right now. So I feel like some of you could be manifesting your way out of the cold. You could be manifesting abundance. You could be manifesting, new abundance, success, or the resources necessary to get started on something here for you, Pisces. So let's see. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're cutting something from the past out, or it doesn't even have to be a person. Again, it's like, out with the old, in with the new. And I feel like you're attracting a very passionate new beginning. I know I've said this to you like for the past 3 weeks, but really, I get this feeling that people could be kind of a little bit shocked by some of the changes that you're making. It's like, maybe you have a successful business and you're completely going to something new. It's like that type of shock, right? But I feel like you know more. It's almost like you see the future. You do. You're a Pisces. And maybe you know that you need to make a change. Don't be afraid of those changes where, everyone is going one way and you're going the other, right? Don't be afraid to be the black sheep is kind of what this reading is saying to me, because you're right. It's like, they did a study years ago where they put a bunch of people in an elevator and they had like one guy facing the back of the elevator. And because he was facing the back of it, everybody started facing the back of the elevator because he was facing the back of the elevator, right? And for no other reason. So again, you might have some ideas in work or business or career or investments or whatever. And it's like people in your life might be the sheep facing the back of the elevator, but maybe you're facing forward and you're going in the right direction. I hope that makes sense. With the Fool, you have the marriage card. Yes, I feel like if you're attracting a new person, definitely could lead to marriage. I see a lot more freedom for you. You're going to feel a lot more free after this eclipse during this year, I feel like you really feel like you're able to. It's like there's just a little bit more breathing room here. It's like I feel like you have a little bit of extra money at least. So, like as we get through this year after this eclipse, it seems to me like it's like you're free to do more of the things that you want to do, which is amazing. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles, divine counterparts again, right here, King and Queen and King of Pentacles, and definitely real love. I do feel like some of you, if you have not healed from a person backstabbing you, I would definitely, do whatever you can to heal from that. But this is a pretty good reading here, Pisces. I like where this is going. Definitely something taking off quickly in your life. I would say multiple things as well. So your whole entire life is taking off here. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy the eclipse.